All right. Eric, who would you like to talk to?
So there are a lot of really good subjects, but I kind of really want to talk to Nick because he has a topic that I really, it says in the comments or in the notes, wants to take a look at the one, in quotes, soulmates and concepts of love.
Ooh.
What do we mean and where does the science show, especially with tomorrow being Valentine's Day?
Damn.
Let's just destroy the concept of love together. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Quite well, quite well.
Awesome. I'm hearing a little bit of background echo, so if you've got the show on in the background, if you could just mute that, that would be great. Let's talk about soulmates. What are your thoughts? Why call in about this?
Well, I mean, so culturally in America here, you know, Valentine's Day is like tomorrow. And I work in an arts and crafts store that's just inundated, flooded with Valentine's paraphernalia.
Yeah.
So
Valentine's paraphernalia.
Pondering romance has been on my mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've been thinking about, there's a quote, I can't remember which comedian it was. Like, there's 7 billion people on the planet and you met your soulmate 30 miles from where you were born. Get real.
Yeah.
That was Tim Minchin in the song If I Didn't Have You, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. But anyway, so culturally, right, we have this this story of finding the one, the Sleeping Beauty, Prince Charming, kind of the star-crossed lovers trope. But like in actuality, that's obviously like not a real thing. Yet people do find each other and fall in love. So kind of from a skeptical standpoint, looking at, you know, the science, the facts, what's actually verifiable. What's a healthy stance to take toward love, toward romance?
I like this question. This is timely and on point. I like it.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. I'm excited to see why you're excited because it has implications. But
because we're engaged.
Because we're engaged.
Okay.
But Nick, I think this is something that Eric and I actually talk about a lot. I love the concept of things like the one and soulmates. I think it's romantic. I think that it's fun. I don't think it's real. Like, it's not representative of reality, but it's also like a nice way to tell somebody that they are important to you more than other people. So I will use the language, and every time I do, Eric's like, that's not how it works. Like,
yeah.
I know that. Like,
yeah.
Can we not get into a debate? I'm trying to tell you how much I love you.
Well, and I appreciate that. I think where I go with it is where you go with it, Nick. The idea that you have one person in the world for you. I've seen people lamenting that they ruined it. They lost their one and only love, the one person on earth for them, and now it's all over. You know, or a widower, you know, mourning the loss of who they feel is the one, and that there's no longer another person on earth that they can fall in love and have a future with. And that's heartbreaking because the fact is, no one is that special. I mean, in a world filled with 7 billion other people, that means that there are 7,000 people exactly like me if I'm one in a million, right? And so
right.
I don't think that makes me disposable, though. I honestly think that just means that what we build together, the relationships that we have, they're unique because we make them unique together. And we become more and more compatible the more we work to understand each other and build a healthy relationship that's going to, you know, stand the test of time, if we're going to use that language. But I don't know. I think that if I'm one in a million and there are 7,000 people like me, the fact that V chose me out of them makes me really happy. And I don't know. It's comforting. It's comforting. And it also, I feel like it's special knowing that the person that you're choosing or people that you're choosing to be with are there because you're choosing it. And it's unique because you are the one in that relationship and they're the one building that with you. And I think that that's really beautiful. And I don't think that saying that there's not a one denigrates that in any way. In fact, I think that that highlights just how important it is that you chose each other.
Yeah. I think that's a good way to look at it. The uniqueness doesn't come from any inherent trait of the person before you get into a relationship. The uniqueness and the 1 in a millionness comes from how the two of you, or three of you, or four of you, end
or
up
more,
building that relationship together. That's going to look unique. That's going to be different from anything else. But it's not a result of, accident or just fate. It's a result of two people being intentional about what that relationship is going to look like.
Mm-hmm. And that's beautiful, damn it. The idea that people would be like, oh, well, that just doesn't mean, I'm a unique puzzle piece and I just found my one other puzzle piece. No, that creates so much pressure.
There's a lot of pressure. And also you might find more puzzle pieces too.
Yeah. I mean, how many people... I have to wonder how many people could have had wonderful relationships and then they went, oh, I don't perfectly suit this person's every need. I must not be the one. So I need to free up this relationship so they can find the one. Hell no.
That's the entire concept of The Bachelor. So Nick, does that ring true to you? How does that feel?
Yeah, that pretty much tracks with what I've been kind of thinking and pondering. I've been reading listening to some audiobooks on psychology and whatnot. And one of them, I think it's called Romancing the Shadow, talking about shadow work, shadow personas, the aspects of ourselves that we try not to identify with, and how those kind of become traits that we look for in mates and significant others. Somebody who seems to have integrated the traits that we struggle with. And so I was kind of wondering if that maybe plays into not only the opposites attract concept, but also the 1 in a million, because you then start to feel like you're looking for somebody who has the puzzle piece that's like, has convex wherever you're concave, or has exactly whatever matches you or is the opposite of you.
Yeah. I mean, I love the concept of shadow work. I've done shadow work before, and I think that it's a useful way to phrase things. I would need to do a lot more in-depth research into exactly how that concept might influence my actual, day-to-day life. But it's an interesting theory for sure. And definitely I've seen that in myself in prior relationships. I'd have to do some digging to see if that's a factor in this one. Yeah, Nick, this was a great call. Thank you so much for jumping on and talking about love with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure thing. Thank you for taking it.
Absolutely.
Take
Bye.
care. Okay, there was one comment in the live chat that I have to read. It was by Vincent King. It says, I am polyamorous and my partners are my polyarmory. One is my sword, one is my bow, and one is my axe.
That's kind of amazing.
I love that so much. I'm yes.
That's really cool.
Yes, that is an absolute win. Anyway.
That's funny. I like it.